everyone, and welcome to Cosplay Tea Time, a fun community of cosplayers bringing you podcast recordings where we'll talk about different themes from fandoms, animes, the art of cosplaying, holidays, and so much more. Today we're going to be discussing the world of ballet, as well as some ballroom dancing, other forms of dance, and we're bringing back a former topic, a little touch of cosplay masquerade. So very, very excited to be getting into this topic. But before we do that, as always, I like to start with the introductions of our guest and tea sippers, starting with...
Hi everybody, you know me as Loud Lost Cosplay on TikTok. I'm Naomi and my pronouns are she, her, they, them. Ackley?
Yeah, it's good to be back in here. I am, of course, Ackley Attack. I go by he, him, and his pronouns, and of course, you can find me on, of course, TikTok, and pretty much TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and plenty of others under the name Ackley Attack TV, and my Instagram as Ackley Attack 4427, and I'm here dressed up as Ruby Rose as a ballerina to really keep up with, of course, this theme. I am really excited to talk about it, and moreover, to keep it on with the theme, I've of course brought out this incredible bag, as you can see here, that literally says "Meet me at the bar." just a little ballet pong to keeping into the mix, but hey, it's still a really good bag. So, Jen.
Awesome. Love a little bit of ballet humor. So let's see. As always, my name is Jen. I'm the founder of Cosplay Tea Time, as well as today's host. I go by she, her pronouns. You can find me Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Jen.Cosplays45. And today I'm doing Nora Valkyrie as a ballerina. So it's a lot of pink. We're just going to put it simply. It's a lot of pink. All right. With intros done and out of the way, we have one icebreaker question for folks in the chat, which is, what are your two favorite conventions you have been to?
Oh, my two favorite conventions. I would probably have to say WizardCon. This is before they were bought out by Fanboy Expo, who turned it into the other con, Columbus Con or whatever, and Cincinnati Comic Expo, actually.
Well, I guess for my two favorite conventions by far, I know I've actually gone to a whole lot, especially now counting over 30 as we speak. But if I have to pick two of my all-time favorites by far, it is a rather tough one by far, but I would probably have to say my first favorite would have to be Retro Game Con, which I have been going since 2014, and I have actually got to it several times by far, and even knew the people running the convention by far. So, but yeah, either way, if you haven't actually been to a Retro Game Con, I say definitely look it up and actually plan on going. It's actually a really awesome convention by far, and I do highly recommend it for sure. And for my second favorite, this is a rather tough one by far, but if I have to choose, I think I would probably have to go for Toricon by all means. That one I have to say is pretty much a really good anime convention by far, especially with, of course, what they have provided for sure. And yeah, I have gone to it quite a few times for sure, including I think 3 times where, of course, I participate in their cosplay contest. Those were always fun to do, including last year where, of course, I actually did do entire skit that is, of course, well, fitting enough, ballet themed.
Oh, there you go. You tied it right back in. I love that. Snaps for the chat. All right, let's see. 2 favorite conventions I've been to. 4 State Comic Con. One of my absolute favorites is in Hagerstown, Maryland, as well as Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. It's my first convention. I love going. I love seeing all the people there. And Annapolis Comic Con, which is early in the spring. I went once so far. I'm hoping to go again next year. But it's very small, very cozy, and it's a lot of fun. So here we go. So we got our icebreaker done. So we're actually going to jump right into the theme. We're actually going to be saving the commercial for towards the end. So today we're going to be discussing ballet/ballroom. Instead of doing 2 separate recordings and trying to figure out scheduling, because scheduling is so much fun. I say that in the best way possible. I mean that. But just decided just go ahead and combine everything all into one. So we're going to be doing that, as well as some cosplay masquerade. So ballet first began in the 15th century. Dancers would move around gracefully in masks, influencing the world, with having people teach and build schools around the art. Ballroom dancing first started towards the end of the 16th century. From court dances, waltz, tango, and the quick-step, the ballroom dance has both gained popularity on dance competition shows and with inspiring cosplay-themed ballroom dance events. Cosplay masquerade has been a topic that has been touched on before, at least with this podcast. Yet it is important to bring up that these are very popular events at conventions. So we're going to be getting into all of today's themes with, of course, open-ended questions, which our first one is, who is the character you are wearing today and what inspired the look?
Well, I'm not particularly wearing any certain character, but my makeup, if you look closely, is inspired by Princess Daisy and Princess Peach. Ackley?
Well, I guess as established earlier, I'm of course pretty much Ruby Rose as a ballerina, and I think what inspired me by far actually does tie into, of course, a couple things on my part. Firstly, I figured that this will not only be a great way to, of course, pretty much incorporate what I actually did with my Beacon Dance Ruby Rose cosplay, where I don't have to do an entire gender bang of it, but actually go for the actual outfit her itself that will tie in well with what I currently got with Ruby, but I also want to serve it as a really good follow-up to, of course, my first ballet cosplay that I've actually done, which is, of course, where I actually gave the ballet treatment to Barbara from Genshin Impact, and I have to say this was actually a really great follow-up, and I guess for this I decided that I would pretty much go for pretty much an entire performance attire for, of course, this outfit for sure, and given to what I'm actually seeing from the tiara and the flower hairpiece that I've got on the side to, of course, the wrist cuffs and the arm ruffles, the latter of which I actually sewed myself, all thanks to a nice tutorial that I found on a site called Conservatory by Prima Donna that actually has some really good ballet stuff for you to have, and even this outfit itself that I got online, all with this tutu and everything, and let's not forget Ruby's emblem attached to this belt that I got last minute for sure, and let's not forget all the way down to the tights and, of course, the ballet slippers that I painted and customized myself. I still want to, of course, really give that ballet flair to Ruby Rose entirely, almost like she would actually finally take up on what Isis has been doing, actually take up dance entirely, and I think from what I could gather, the final result came out marvelous by far, and well, I guess I do need an excuse to say that, well, I actually do look cute in this tutu.
Slay, we love it. Slay. We love it. So, yeah, I really appreciate you both, like, dressing up, looking all cute and gorgeous for today. So, but yeah, let me see. So I'm just doing Nora Valkyrie, of course, gotta represent my girl and everything. So yeah, it's just a very simple, like, lace leotard. There we go, that's the word. Just a very small, simple skirt. I have on white leggings. I don't feel like comfortable showing, but yeah. You can go check out my Instagram. I'll have pictures on there. Ooh, there you go. Let me see. Just like the headband. I know I wore this for high school AU Nora, but I decided to bring it back because why not? This crown is very heavy, so I was just not going to wear it. So it just feels like very simple, very plain. I guess not quite performance, but, I feel cutesy and girly in it. I do have like pink flat ballet styled uniforms that I used for my Fairy Nora cosplay whenever I wore it back in April of this year at 4-State Comic-Con and everything, but I'm not wearing them because I'm home and I'm comfy, so another time. So yes, let's see. Up next we have, what type of dancing do you prefer to dance/watch?
Ooh, I love watching ballet, especially the Nutcracker Suite. That's so beautiful and so well put together. Exactly.
Yeah, I think you have to agree for the most part. If there's one certain dance that I always do love entirely, it would definitely have to be ballet for sure. And it's not just that, but I also do love a good number of musical theater at the same time, as someone who actually did do some musicals during his high school years and years ago. But I'm getting way too ahead of myself. I'll save it for when I'll actually talk about it on my part for sure. But either way, I think musical theater is definitely really fun to do with, of course, all the more dance moves and stuff. But I guess I do have to agree that ballet is, of course, the one thing I also really do admire for sure. And as someone who actually never actually took any classes on that at like a young age, though I do kind of wish I would. I say it's actually really a great and beautifully graceful dance to actually learn. And let's not forget, it can also be very hard at the same time to try and master for sure. And if you have actually met any dance teachers and even ballet dancers, they would definitely tell you the same thing for the most part. It's not only a really a graceful dance to actually learn, but it can also be hard to actually master hands down, especially for the fact that a good number of them are actually done, as we didn't mention earlier, most of them actually doing it on point shoes nonetheless.
Hmm. Yeah, it looks so beautiful and elegant, like ballet and everything. And it is, I guess, like an expression of art. But yeah, like the amount of practice and dedication and like point shoes and everything, like it's definitely, you gotta commit to it, I feel like. So,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, but let me see. So I enjoy dancing slash watching. Let me see. I do enjoy ballet. For a while, I was on like ballet TikTok and stuff, so I would see like, like people like dancing or like live streams and stuff, and then kind of like comes and goes here and there. So watch. Talking about this topic, it'll come back on my For You page. How much y'all want to bet? So, but yeah, I enjoy watching ballet. We're gonna talk about it here in a moment, but like Dancing with the Stars, there's a lot of good dances on there and everything. And sometimes I just like to put on music and dance in my room. So I don't know if that counts, but but 10. So yeah, all good fun. Let's see. Next up, we have still on ballet. Which ballet move is your favorite?
I don't really have a favorite ballet move, considering ballet and gymnastics kind of tie in together at the same time. Actually.
Well, I guess for me, like I said, yeah, pretty much as graceful and beautiful ballet is to actually learn, it can be hard at the same time, especially with, of course, the good number of moves that you have to master hands down. And there's plenty of videos out there, one of which a top 10 list on some of the hardest ballet moves to actually learn. But if it can be done perfectly to your advantage, I think it'll be great. So if I have to pick my all-time favorite ballet moves, well, I guess it is a tough one, but it would probably have to be a tie between two well-known moves that we all know when it comes to ballet. The first one being a regular old pirouette, which is actually really, really nice by far. And again, for any ballerinas out there wearing tutus like that, it actually does flow out quite well whenever they spin around for sure. And even the spotting technique really does help, so that way they won't actually get dizzy for sure. So yeah, either way, the pirouette is, of course, the first favorite that I have. And for my second favorite, it would have to be another great one by far, that being a arabesque for sure. Just the way it actually is quite graceful, with, of course, one dancer's leg all the way up in the air, with, of course, their pretty much head held high, and, of course, pretty much the hands and arms being all the more graceful. I think it does help with that move really signify ballet by far. So yeah, I know there's plenty of other moves out there, but for now, the pirouette and the arabesque are my all-time favorites.
Very nice. Yeah, you have to like have the confidence, like the beauty and the
Hmm.
grace to do some of those moves. So
Hmm.
for sure, I'm trying to think because I did a liturgical dance. We had like a little dance at my church and everything. I did like mostly liturgical dancing, but we tried to tie in some ballet moves. And I just know we did a lot of plies, just like standing there and like trying to like lower yourself and trying to look like graceful and trying to find your balance. So I don't know if that's necessarily my favorite, but I remember doing that a lot when I was younger. So, but I like the ones, I don't know what it's called. Maybe Ackley can help me out, but it's like they'll like ballerinas, they'll have like their like feet kind of flat and then they'll just kind of like jump up. And it looks like their feet like kind of flutter like a butterfly wing and then they'll like just like go back down. It's like so quick and graceful and elegant. So
Yeah, I think I do know exactly what you're talking about, Jay. I think that would be a grand jeté.
grand jeté, there you go. That's probably why I wouldn't remember it because that's a long word for me. Thank you, Ackley. I appreciate it. So grand jeté, there you go. I like the grand jeté. So let's see. Up next, this is our last one for the ballet portion. Which ballet performance do you enjoy watching?
Ooh, I love watching the Nutcracker when it comes to town. It's so beautiful. Ackley?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of great ballets to actually watch by far, and well, I guess as mentioned earlier, Nutcracker's definitely one of them for sure. But there's plenty of other great ones entirely. Some pretty much from the well-known ones, like of course Coppelia, Giselle, and of course the most recognizable one, Swan Lake. To even ones based around fairy tales and stuff, like of course pretty much let's see, Cinderella, and of course Sleeping Beauty. Those are great ones by far, and even some based around pretty much well-known stories for sure, like of course Alice in Wonderland being one of them, and even A Midsummer's Night Dream also being one of for sure, and yeah, let's see, and yeah, I think that's pretty much a good number by far, because yeah, there is a whole list of some well-known ballets that are out there for sure that we all know and recognize. So if I have to pick, I have to say probably, I guess it would be a four-way, oh, actually, scratch that, maybe a five-way tie by far with, of course, five ballets that are actually really great. Yeah, with the first one being Nutcracker, of course, and let's see, I think the other ones that I do actually really like are, let's see, pretty much Coppelia is a great one, Giselle also a great one, and even Sleeping Beauty is a really fantastic one by far. But probably I think the most one that, yeah, probably I think the one that I definitely prefer the most by far would have to be the good old classic Swan Lake by far. Just the way it really flows out quite well, and even I'll even give credit that a good number of ballerinas actually do dance like actual swans by far, and even the music itself, that is what easily makes it all the more recognizable by far.
Agreed. Yeah, it's a good list. Good list. It's hard to choose just one. So, let me see. Yes, I do enjoy the Nutcracker. Mostly because I watched the Barbie Nutcracker movie growing up, and then later on in life, like seeing it like actually be played out, it's like, wait, this is an actual thing. So that was really exciting. It's like little Jen was so excited. I loved ballet even more. So yeah, I don't know if I've seen all of Swan Lake. Maybe like bits and pieces. I don't know if I've seen like the whole thing like start to finish. I would like to one day. Maybe. Future plans, future plans. But in Alice in Wonderland, I'm gonna have to look that up later on because that sounds like my cup of tea. Ha ha ha. So yeah, I would totally check that one out. So great list. So sounds good. All right, switching gears a little bit. We're going into the world of ballroom dancing. So let me see. My next question is, have you ever danced or done ballroom dancing? Who would you dance with / costume design if you were to?
That is a tough question. I have not done ballroom dancing, and who I would want to dance with, probably one of the boys from Orange High School Host Club. They were actually trained to ballroom dance. Ackley?
Alright, well, yeah, this is actually a really tough one by far, because if anything, ballroom dancing is, of course, something that I haven't really took up nor even pay attention to in my entire life, because, well, give it to, of course, what I have on, give it to a different dance. I know that's saying a whole lot, but if I have to choose on which, on who I would probably dance with entirely, Man, this is actually a really tough one by far, and I know we didn't mention this in the podcast, but I am mentioning it now because it is on the category of course, some well-known magical girl anime. I would probably have to say any of the main leads from the Pretty Cure franchise by far. Though, yeah, I think from what I'm actually seeing, they really have such great personalities, and I think it'll be I think it'll be quite nice to see about going for a nice ballroom dance with any one of them by far. And to those people who haven't actually heard of a Pretty Cure, I say definitely look that one up. They've actually got some really good stuff as of now, including the latest one that's currently airing in Japan as of now.
Oh, neat. I keep hearing about Pretty Cure. I'll eventually get to it, but yeah, it would be pretty fun to do. So let me see. So have I done ballroom dancing before? No, but a girl can dream. So I have had dreams about ballroom dancing. I don't know if that counts, but it's the dream. So let me see. Who would I dance with? I guess we're going with fictional characters. That's fine. Jean Arc, but the latest volume, not the first couple volumes where he's like tripping over his own shoes and stuff, but like later volume Jean. We went that Jean. Not Rusted Knight Jean either. No. Keep him out. But yeah, it'd be him. It'd be very, very nice. Very, very nice. Let's see. Up next we have you ever been to a cosplay masquerade before?
No, I haven't. They're normally so late in the day, and it's just like I want to go home and sleep after. Happy.
Well, I guess if anything, if you're referring to, of course, pretty much a cosplay masquerade being another name for a cosplay contest, then I guess, yeah, technically I have. In fact, like I said, I have participated in, of course, a good number of them over the years whenever I go out to conventions for sure, though I haven't actually been to much, but I do hope I'll actually do more later on, especially if I want to show off my cosplay, or, of course, do a nice little performance for sure, to which I wish this is something I would do in this cosplay, but given to the limited space that I'm at right now, I'm sort of stuck with, of course, where I am right now. But I think it would have been cool if I did. So, but yeah, either way, if those are, of course, the cosplay masquerades you're referring to, then my answer is yes, hands down. I've been to a good number of them for sure, and I do hope I'll still go to more later on.
That sounds awesome. Yeah. So I feel like actually you're the only one that's done it because I have not. Most of the conventions I go to, I don't think they've had like a cosplay masquerade. At least not yet. Maybe in the future there might be. But I would be interested in attending, like doing like the whole cosplay contest. We're gonna have a podcast here soon about, yeah, soon. Like cosplay masquerade fits into that and everything. So, but yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. Get to act, perform, and whatnot. So I get to show off the cosplay, of course. So sounds like a good time. I would love to go. Let's see. Up next we have, if you were invited to a masquerade ball, what type of mask would you wear? What would the design look like? And would it be like handheld? Like would you hold it? Or would it be like a tie-on with like a ribbon in the back?
Mine would probably be a handheld. That way I can just like put it on and then hold it down when I don't want to use it, you know. And mine would probably be like covered in gold shimmers and pink. Ackley.
Well, I guess on my part, I think I would probably go for pretty much the ones where, of course, you tie around your head and stuff, so that way I'll have my hands completely free to hold whatever for sure. And I think, given to, of course, my character as of now, I'm kind of thinking I would actually go for something that will actually resemble a good chunk of Ruby's silver eyes for sure, especially pretty much whenever they come into a full swing, whenever anything grim related, or just an excuse to weaken Cinder for sure. Yeah, that would definitely be the mask I would go for.
There you go, Ruby inspired mask. So let me see. Kind of mask would I want? I think thinking something just like elegant, like maybe like a white mask or something. Mine would be like tied back, maybe with like a light blue ribbon that's like white and has like light blue sparkles, like around the outside and kind of like around the eyes and stuff. So be like blue and white and simple. So gotta keep it simple. So let me see. We kind of already addressed this one, which was which character would you invite to dance? Unless y'all want to expand on it.
I would probably say any of the Orem High School Host Club boys because they were actually trained ballroom dance because, high upper lawn society. Exactly.
Well, since I did mention earlier the hag, I would definitely go for any of the main leads from any Pretty Cure series for sure. I still stand by my point for sure, but I guess to really expand on the hag on my part for sure, I think it is actually quite a fitting, given to what I've actually said, because one of the Pretty Cure shows, Happiness Charge Pretty Cure, does actually involve dancing such a way for sure. In fact, one of the characters, Cure Princess, actually does transform into something a little bit more ballet themed, which is actually quite a thing. So yeah, I guess if anything, pretty much give it to that. I would definitely invite her for a nice dance for sure. I mean, yeah, if you look up Cure Princess and, of course, see her ballet form in its entirety, you would definitely look at it and be like, oh, yeah, I would definitely dance with her in that.
Oh, that's nice. We'll check it out later on and stuff, like share some images. And it's so funny, Naomi, that you mentioned, like, they're like trained to ballroom dance and all this stuff. I'm like, so they're not going to step on your toes as much, is what I'm hearing.
Doesn't say I won't.
I know, right? That's awesome. Yeah, and then of course I said like Jean Arc, but you just get the whole team Juniper there and everybody just dances. That'd be so much fun. Kick step, body roll. Well, let's see. So I just have one more question then on my list, which is, would you want to participate on Dancing with the Stars? If so, who would you dance with?
Oh God, no. I have like the worst balance of everybody in my family. I would not be able to.
No.
Ashley?
Wow, I guess that should be an interesting question by Farah, because, yeah, I guess pretty much the real question is, who doesn't know Dancing with the Stars for sure? So yeah, I guess if anything, if I ever get the opportunity to actually participate in Dancing with the Stars, I would definitely say yes for sure, because, yeah, if anything, that show has actually been around for quite a long time for sure, and it is a good, easy way, given to the name, that it has some really good star power for sure, and I think, given to my experience with, of course, dance in the past, that I do hope I'll actually take up more on later on, and even get some proper training with where I'm at. I would definitely love to do that, and I guess in terms of who would I actually pretty much participate with in that Sega show, that would be interesting for me to pick for sure. So if I had to choose, I would probably have to say it would be a three-way tie between three well-known actresses for sure. The first one being Haley Steinfeld. She's actually a really talented actress for sure. I really love her work, so I would definitely go for a nice dance with her. And my second choice for sure, yeah, this is actually a rather tough one for me to pick, but for my second choice, I would probably have to go for, let's say, Brie Larson. She actually is a good actress by far. And for my third and final pick, it would probably have to be Gal Gadot. She's actually really talented by far. I would definitely be up for a nice dance with her.
100%. Yeah. If I could, I'd dance with her too. I would
She's
do
amazing.
it. I love her. Oh my gosh. Let me see. Naomi, you could be our little cheerleader in the seats for us. Because if given the opportunity to go on Dancing with the Stars, I mean, I would need a lot of practice and everything. I would do it. Like, I would love to do Dancing with the Stars. So, but who would I dance with? So, if I was like paired with a professional dancer, I would say Mark Bareilles. He danced with Lindsay Sterling back in the 2017 season. Can't remember. It was one of those seasons. Seasons past. He danced with her, and he just seems like so encouraging, and he like kind of pushes you, but he doesn't like overstep any boundaries, and I respect that. So it would be amazing. And he's so creative. He comes up with like the craziest ideas. So yeah, he would be my choice. But if it was like another celebrity, I can't remember his name. He's on Vampire Diaries, I think. It's like the moody one. It's like Ian Somerhalder? Somerhalder? You guys know what I'm talking about?
Kinda.
This guy.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Okay. Yeah, he's on Vampire Diaries and stuff, but I just picture him as one of my favorite book characters, Rysand from A Court of Thorn and Roses, and then Ivy Feyre, and then we danced to Luminary by Joel Sunny. Yes, I hate this. Ballroom style, yes. Okay, that would be a dream, but again, it's a dream. Girl can dream. So, yeah. And that was pretty much all the questions I had for today's theme. As always, I like to turn it over to the guest and tea sippers, see if they have any questions for folks in the tea room here or questions for the chat. So, Naomi? Nope. Okay, Ackley?
Well, nothing on my part as we speak, but either way, I am really glad we finally got to talk about this for sure, and it was actually well worth it, especially with, of course, where I with what I have on, and for that, all I can give, despite the fact that I'm only seeing down, I think I can still give pretty much like any other ballerina would do, a nice little curtsy to cap off the performance.
Yes, thank you for watching our performance. It's awesome. Yeah, I'm just grateful, both attended and everything, so we can chat about this. It was really exciting. So, not only that, but Cosplay Tea Time. I'll go ahead and mention it here. We're actually doing a Team Ruby and Team Juniper. I'm getting rid of this. Team Ruby and Team Juniper cosplay group. Is that the word choice I want to use? My mind just completely blanked. Oh no.
Yeah, actually, I think a whole Team Ruby and Team Juniper ballet cosplay group is what you're referring to.
Yeah, sorry. My brain just completely blanked. It's been a day.
I think it's called a quartet or something like that.
I feel like you're right. You want to get technical, quartet. So we're doing Team Ruby, Team Juniper. We have a couple slots filled, but of course we have some slots open. If you're out there, you love Ruby, you love ballet, and you want to put together a Ruby and ballet cosplay, costume looking piece, you're more than welcome to join. It could be performance, it could be relaxed, it could be like practice, warm up. There's no technicality with it. We're just having fun with it. So that way one day, whenever we get the Cosplay Tea Time tour going, I don't know when that's going to happen, y'all, but whenever we do get that, maybe we'll all meet up and then we'll have Team Ruby and Team Juniper ballerinas infiltrate the conventions. That'd be fun to do. So
yeah, I'm definitely down for the hag for sure, and quite fitting, seeing how I do have that whole ballet cosplay meetup event that I currently have in the works. I hope to get underway for sure. So that would be a really great fig for sure, especially for anyone who has experience with ballet or not. So that would be perfect.
Yes. I love it. So, yeah, but just wanted to throw that out there. Eventually, once we get all the characters and everybody's comfortable sharing videos and pictures and stuff, we'll post something on our socials and all that good stuff. So, gotta follow us, gotta subscribe. Greatly appreciate it and all that. So, yep. So if you're a cosplayer out there and you'd like to join Cosplay Tea Time, just be sure to message us on our Instagram. The link tree's down below. You can also follow and support our lovely guests and tea sippers. Without them, this wouldn't be a thing. So, of course, be 18 years or older to join. I'm trying to think what else is there. Just want to say, thank you to those that have supported us. We're starting to wrap up season 6. So yeah, a couple more recordings, a couple more posts and all that. So yeah, it's been a blast doing these podcast recordings. So I'm excited to see what else is in store. So, and with that, we're going to take off into our little cosplay corners of the world. But again, thank you all for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We'll have a question down below. Something ballet related. We'll come up with it later, but it'll be down there. So I just want to say thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully everyone's taking care, staying safe, and as always, keep sipping away. Bye, everyone.